Hey guys, it's me, Ricky. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. So last night, I had the opportunity to see the new Hunger Games movie, The Hunger Games Ballads of Songbirds and Snakes. And let me tell you, I have been waiting for this movie to come out ever since I saw it advertised, I think about like 2 years ago when they were doing like kind of like a sneak peek like teaser trailer for it. I've always been a fan of the series. I think Susan Collins, who's the one who's the initial author of the Hunger Games books, like the first three ones, is able to conceptualize real heavy social political dynamics with the human aspect. Yeah, the human experience. When the first Hunger Games movie came out to the last one before this time period where the newer one came out, all of those ones I were infatuated with. I love them so much. Like I remember like starting in middle school, we'd get a group of friends and we would go see the movies, and we had that like tradition every single time the Hunger Games came out. Well, now I'm a bit older and I'm not around those friends anymore, but I was like, I have to keep this tradition at least for me going on. I watched it and it held true to the four other Hunger Games movies in the sense that yes, time has passed and this one was more of an origin story of President Snow, but this one was, I felt like it didn't miss a beat. It didn't skip a beat. It was written so well. It was produced in stunningly fashion. Like the cinematography, the VFX, the costumes, the outfits. Like you had okay, I won't spoil it. I won't spoil it because I know it just came out and I know that there's a lot of people who want to see it and have a lot to talk about. But on the like kind of like the surface level, it was just so amazing to watch and look at, and also it pulled so many parallels to real like civil unrest or authoritarianism and basically the mass slaughtering of people for entertainment. And like obviously Panem is a metaphor for the United States. Well, more like a apocalyptic, more like a really like dark, futuristic authoritarian regime that punishes people with violence and cruelty and subjugation and stuff. I'd be lying if I said there wasn't a few times when I was like really close to tearing up. Yeah, some of the moments in the movie, like you couldn't help but like compare it to real world situations, like what's happening. Like I couldn't escape the even though how I interpret it is more of a metaphor for America and just barbarism and capitalism and stuff. I saw a lot of it had to do like I interpret it came out at a time in history where people collectively are having are actually confronting the notion of what a genocide is and actually confronting their own prejudices against people. And I felt like this movie was very political. The other movies were political, but with this political climate that we're in and some of the monologues set into it, it was very apparent of how the movie's producers, directors, Susan Collins, wanted to emphasize the fact that the origins of the Hunger Games in this world is very bad, and they painted a very clear picture of how someone who is just battling with the concept between good and right, and also their inept loyalty to their identity. For this one, it'd be Snow being a member of the Capitol, but also having to grapple with what it means to be a friend. Can you still be a good person if financially speaking you are in dire straits and that you're trying to look out for your family? But then it also is like very clear that you're kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't. Again, I don't want to I don't want to get into it. I'll probably like make a video about my thoughts more in depth about the whole movie, but I really implore you guys to like go and watch it, because you just see so many parallels, particularly with what the Israeli government is doing to Palestinians in the Gaza Strip. I couldn't help but see the Hunger Games as like an open air prison, just like Gaza is. I couldn't help but see like the bombarding of civilians and the brutality of it in the film. And then, okay, here's a spoiler. The rebels bomb the arena in the movie, and and when I saw that, like, the president's son died in it. Sorry. The president's son died in it, and like I couldn't help but see that amongst other people, but I couldn't help see that like brutal attack from the rebels be in comparison to like actual terrorists. Like, Hamas is an actual terrorist organization, and in the world of Panem, so are the rebels. They are terrorists. They want to change the status quo, and but it's not through the right means. Like, doing that at the stadium was horrible. So I'm not like conflating the two, but during this place in time right now, where a lot of people are having to look inward about their own biases and what it means to actually be, an empathetic, compassionate human being to people who come from very different backgrounds and have very different, social status. It's crazy. It's so good, and I know that whenever Hollywood does a reboot or adds on to an already very successful IP, like 9 out of 10 times it sucks. But this one was so good, and I feel like it flows very well with its original messaging and aesthetics. And I don't know if they're going to make another one. I do appreciate about Susan Collins is her endings are more realistic than not. You have a lot of things explained in this movie that helps you understand why Snow is in the first 4 movies is so hateful as a person, but more specifically why he has such a strong vendetta against Katniss Everdeen. If you go into watching this movie, The Hunger Games, Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, like, tap into obviously your empathy, but also understand, like, familiarize yourself with the unfortunate many genocides that are taking place around the world, and really and keep in mind, like, the United States' own brutality and subjugation of its own people, and how, like, we will fight wars that we don't need to keep people, in check, and we'll televise it. We'll watch people being killed for news, but a lot of it is entertainment. Like, news is entertainment, and a lot of people who are supportive of the military-industrial complex will watch it as such. It had me thinking a lot of, like, when I was in the theater, of, like, how many other people are potentially making these, like, connections. So if you have seen the movie, please tell me in the comments down below what your thoughts on it, what your takes on it, if you thought very like similar to what I was thinking, or if you like tied it to something completely different, I want to know. So comment down below, and please smash that subscribe button, make a like, smash that like. I don't know. And follow me on socials, Instagram, Ricky M Carson, the letter M, or on TikTok at Ricky Carson. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.